Wait, they're how old? Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 actors who are way older than you realized. For this list, we're going over some of the actors who are much older than their appearance would suggest, or who are just further along in years than people would think. If you like what you're hearing, be sure to check out the full song at the link below. Number 10. Samuel L. Jackson. Few actors have as long a resume as Samuel L. Jackson. While he's certainly hardworking, he's also been acting for quite a long time.
And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers.
That's true, despite the fact that he was already in his 40s when he landed his breakthrough role as Gator in Spike Lee's Jungle Fever.
You always had to do things the hard way.
Jackson turned 71 in December 2019, and despite his septuagenarian status, he still looks at least 20 years younger. Maybe it's his skincare routine, or maybe all the swearing he does in films keeps him feeling young. Regardless of how he's staying fit, Jackson shows little sign of slowing his career down anytime soon.
Okay, that's very loud. It was empty anyway.
Number 9. Keanu Reeves. This internet darling got his start in the late 80s, but it can be hard to keep that in mind when Keanu Reeves looks like he's barely aged since then.
How's it going, fruit dude?
Turning 56 years old in 2020, the actor remains an in-demand action star, appearing in the successful John Wick franchise and still doing many of his own stunts and weapons training.
You, working again?
No, just sorting some stuff out.
Along with his appearances in video games and his return to some of his most popular roles, Reeves is definitely young at heart as well as in appearance.
That's why it's going to work.
Number 8. Gabrielle Union. This youthful actress has hardly aged a day in decades.
And how do I know I can trust you?
You don't. But you know you'll do whatever you have to do, because there's nothing else you can do.
Gabrielle Union was born in 1972, but she certainly doesn't look it. Known these days for her appearances in films like Breaking In and the TV series Being Mary Jane, as well as her brief hosting role on America's Got Talent, Union is still as gorgeous as she was back at the turn of the millennium when she got her big break.
I promise you, whatever happens, I take full responsibility, okay?
In interviews, she's credited her long-lasting beauty with hydration, among other things. If she keeps up her water-drinking regimen, she may just remain ageless.
Look, me and my squad made it to the big show without any of your help. I think we can handle it.
Number 7. Salma Hayek. Salma Hayek may have passed the half-century mark and be turning 54 in 2020, but she is still one of the most gorgeous women in the world. The Mexican-American actress has been in the spotlight for nearly 30 years, yet she has remained hardly touched by time over the decades.
And I have no Botox. No Botox, no fillers.
Even in roles where she is not as heavily made up, Hayek's natural charm remains in evidence. And with so many diverse roles in her repertoire, Hayek is certainly more than a pretty and surprisingly timeless face.
I hate flattery.
I don't care. It is wonderful, wonderful work.
Number 6. Sandra Bullock. Sure, she's been a big-name actress for nearly 30 years, but when you realize that Sandra Bullock is in her mid-50s, it can be a little hard to believe. Just like her Speed co-star Keanu Reeves, who we've already discussed, Bullock hardly seems to have aged since the 90s. Even putting her next to Gravity co-star George Clooney, who's quite the catch himself and only a few years older than her, Bullock looks much younger.
I'm glad to see you. I didn't think you were gonna make it. Did you find the vodka?
You never told me where.
Oh, well.
Where it was.
It's no small wonder that People magazine voted her the most beautiful woman in 2015.
How did you guys get so lucky? Huh?
Number 5. Paul Rudd.
Hey man, got a big box of porn for you. Oh. Can I come in?
No. Paul Rudd is not over 50. There's no way, right?
That's what I'd like to know. That's what I'd like to know. That's what I'd like to know.
The actor and comedian has a boyish charm about him, but it seems like he's also bathed in the fountain of youth given that he's looked almost the exact same way for the last 2 decades. Whatever his skincare secrets, Rudd has also stayed in shape, in part because of his role in the superhero Marvel Cinematic Universe, cutting out carbs and even alcohol for long periods of time. We'll give it a try ourselves and get back to you. Oh, and we must not forget the orange slices.
Does anyone have any orange slices?
Number 4, Patrick Stewart.
You're not the only one with gifts.
Patrick Stewart looks great for his age, we can hear you saying. Of course, people have been saying that for decades now. The veteran actor's career spans nearly 60 years, so he has been around for a while. But it can still be difficult to wrap our heads around the fact that he turned 80 years old in 2020.
Well done. Thank him. Nearly got away from me.
And given the fact that he's still appearing in multiple movies and TV shows, not to mention stage plays on an annual basis, Stewart has a vigor and drive that people decades his junior would envy. We can only hope we're as active when we're his age.
The dreams are lovely. It's the waking up that I'm beginning to resent.
Number 3, Angela Bassett. Angela Bassett has always seemed like something of an old soul, and definitely a beautiful one.
How are you feeling today, Mama?
Proud. Your father and I will talk about this day all the time.
And as time has gone on, Bassett's age has caught up with this vibe, even if her outward appearance has remained pretty much the same for the last couple of decades.
I just believe that anything is possible, you know?
Now in her early 60s, most of us probably won't look like the regal, confident queen that Bassett does, or be able to pull off playing a fictional one either. Bassett remains as fierce as ever, both on screen and in real life.
So when you're told you're not good enough, you tell them, not only am I good enough, I'm more than enough.
Number 2, Jim Parsons.
Bazinga. Bazinga.
Perhaps it's the fact that he spent over a decade playing a genius man-child on The Big Bang Theory, but it's a little hard to place how old Jim Parsons actually is. At first glance, you'd probably think he's in his late 30s at most, right? However, the actor was born in 1973, meaning he celebrated his 47th birthday in 2020.
You know what my talent is? I know in the first 30 seconds if somebody's got what it takes to be a star. And you, believe it or not, you got it.
While he is definitely smart, Parsons may not be as intelligent as his most famous character, but whatever he's doing to stay looking so young is pretty smart in its own right. Either that or he's an android built by Sheldon and sent to our reality. We wouldn't put it past him.
The moment to applaud would be now!
Before we get to our top pick, here are some honorable mentions. Helen Mirren, born July 26, 1945. This dame is ageless.
This is fantastic. Yeah. You've gotten younger being here.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
I just made a whole year.
Yes.
Tom Cruise, born July 3, 1962. And still doing his own stunts? Julianne Moore, born December 3rd, 1960. 60 in 2020?
Guarantee you, if I ask 10 people, what would you want to ask Julianne Moore? Why does she look so good? Why does she never age? Why does she just look better and better? What would you say, Julie?
I'd say I stayed out of the sun. I know, it's super boring.
Cate Blanchett, born May 14th, 1969. Jeez, is she a real elf?
I pass the test. I will diminish and go into the west and remain Galadriel.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Bianca Lawson. While plenty of actors specialize in teen dramas, most of them actually stop being able to play teenagers at some point. Not Bianca Lawson.
You can't stop me. Even if you kill me, another Slayer will be sent to take me place.
Could you stop with the Slayer thing? I'm the damn Slayer.
The actress was born in 1979, meaning she's over 40, but you'd never know it to look at her, because she hasn't aged in 20 plus years, being able to convincingly play a teen practically ever since she was a teen.
The way I feel about you is crystal clear. I love you, Emily.
It's oddly fitting that many of her roles have been on supernatural TV series too, as there's something eerie about how timeless her appearance has remained throughout all this time.
This is where it started. And this is where it has to end.
Do you agree with our picks? Let us know in the comments. And hey, if you're a fan of the song playing right now, be sure to check out the music video for it right here.